welcome back to another video. Today I'm back with another match preview. This time it's Swansea City versus Sunderland in the Sky Bet Championship. This Saturday, 3 PM kickoff at the Swansea.com Stadium. This is probably, as tough as they get really in terms of home games. Sunderland sit in 4th and we sit in 9th, I believe. So, not much that separates us in terms of the table positions, but in terms of points, we are 10 points apart. So, in that respect, we are separated by quite a bit. We do have a good record against Sunderland, though. I think we beat them twice last season, and we also did the same the season before, I believe, as well. So, we actually have a good record against Sunderland. But, I think this will probably be the hardest Sunderland side that we're going to face since they've been up in the Championship. But, we're off the back of a 2-1 win against Plymouth. We never make it easy, do we? But we got the job done, scored 2 goals before the 60th minute, and then sort of, showed a more resilient side, which we side to the game, which we have done a lot of times this season. But in terms of injury news then, so starting off for the Swans, we've got 4 players out. So we've got Josh Janelli, who is still not back fit after over a year. We've also got Ollie Cooper as well, which is more of a long-term one. Andy Fisher the same, and then Joe Allen has picked up another injury. So we've got 4 players out. In terms of Sunderland, they've got quite a few out. So they've got Luke O'Nien potentially out with an illness. We've got Alan Brown out with a broken leg injury. Romain Mundle will be out with a hamstring injury. Ian Poveda is injured with a muscle injury. They've got Salis Abdul Samed with a leg injury. Ahmed Abdullahi with a leg injury. Niall Huggins with a knee injury, and Jensen Seelt with a knee injury as well. In terms of key players then, so if there's any Sunderland fans watching this, I think these are the Swans players that you probably need to keep an eye out for. So number 1, I'll go with Liam Cullen. He's our best player at the moment. He's got loads of goals and assists in his last few games for both club and country, and he got another goal midweek against Plymouth, so he's definitely one to keep an eye out for. Secondly, I'll go with Matt Grimes. So consistent, probably our most consistent player, and definitely our most consistent player across the last few seasons. So I'll go with him. And thirdly, I think I'll go with bit of a strange one, but Miles Peter-Harris. I think he's been really good the last few games and got another assist for Cullen's goal, so he's been playing really well. So I'll go with him. In terms of Sunderland key players then, so firstly I'm going to go with Joe Bellingham. Obviously a really good player at this level, and I think he's definitely destined to go on and do more in his career and sign for a Premier League side, or maybe stay with Sunderland and go up into the Prem with him. But he's definitely good enough to play in the Premier League, and I think he's definitely one who will play for England in the future. But yeah, go with Joe Bellingham. Secondly, I'm going to go with Chris Rigg. Same again, maybe not quite at the heights of Joe Bellingham yet, but he is a little bit younger, and this is his sort of breakout season. I know he made a few appearances here and there last season, but I think this is his breakout season, and he's been excellent from what I've seen. And thirdly, I'm going to go with Wilson Isidore. He's a very good player every time I've watched him. Don't know too much about him, but every time I've watched him, he's impressed me, so I'm going to go with him. And then in terms of the lineup, I'm going to go with for the Swans then. So in goals, Lawrence Vigouroux. Right back, I'm going to go with Josh Key. Left back, I'm going to go with Josh Tymon. 2 centre backs, Ben Cabango and Harry Darling. I think the back 4 sort of speaks for itself, doesn't it? So yeah, I'll go with those 4. And then in midfield, I'll go with Matt Grimes, and I'll go with Gonçalo Franco. Jay Fulton did play well against Plymouth, but I think he probably will rotate. So yeah, I'll go with Franco and Grimes. In that number 10 spot, who I think is our best player at the moment, Liam Cullen. Out wide, I'm going to go with Ronald and Miles Peter-Harris. I think, again, he might rotate with Yom and Ronald. So yeah, I'll go with Ronald and Miles Peter-Harris on the wings, and Zan Vapotnik up front. I think he'll rotate with the strikers as well. A few different positions that up for rotation, and then when it comes to the keeper and the back 4, for example, I think they're certain starters most games. So yeah, that's the team I'd go with overall. On to score prediction then. So it's going to be it is going to be a tough game. We are at home, so that gives us a slight, it gives us a bit more hope. Obviously, if we're away from home, it's a tough place to go, although we have beaten them there recently, the last 2 times. But yeah, it is going to be a tough game nonetheless. But I'm going to say Swansea City 1, Sunderland 1. I'm going to say, to score for Sunderland, I'll go with Chris Rigg, and to get the goal for the Swans, I'll go with, I guess it'll have to be Liam Cullen to continue his hot streak of scoring. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I will be back tomorrow with a matchday vlog, obviously back at home. So once again, a massive thanks for watching this, and stay tuned for the vlog tomorrow.